Have you ever driven in Boston, Massachusetts? Hey, my name is John. Welcome to the Servant-Minded Leadership Channel. I was in Boston a few months ago and was astounded by the road system. Now, I'm gonna put aside the rules of the road and the drivers, which are kind of paradoxical because the rules of the road feel like more suggestions than rules, but the drivers are very courteous. I loved driving with the drivers in Boston, but the road system was fascinating to me. Now, obviously, like any older city, there are streets that just you can't do anything about. They have to be one way because they're so small and they're simply not designed for the amount of traffic that they now face. But there were some roads that were even more along the line of a freeway that I'm sure there was a reason that they were developed the way they were, but it certainly wasn't obvious to me. In fact, I have a picture that I took of my GPS as I was driving. I will share that with you here on the screen. And I'm just gonna kind of put it right here. And you can see on this picture that I don't know if I was on a roller coaster or exactly what was going on, but it was definitely going to be a loop-de-loop. And I remember looking down and I wasn't changing roads, I wasn't doing anything. It just, for reasons that were probably apparent to the engineers, I was gonna go in a circle before I could make my way. Now, like I said, I'm sure there was a reason, and yet as I look at that image, I think of how many leaders lead almost exactly like that, where people are looking at their plans, their team, and it's like, what is this? Why? And often it's either just trust me, or worse, it's don't ask questions, just do as you're told, which I would imagine if you're watching this channel, that's probably not your heart, right? But how clear are our plans? And how practical are they? How much are we involving the team? How many times are we going in circles without a clear sense of direction because that's the way we've always done it, because we haven't researched better ways, because we're not listening to anybody? Whatever the reason, there could be any number of reasons. Maybe it really is the best way, but nobody understands why we're doing it that way. And because we don't understand why, it's really hard to be passionate about it. It's really hard to get behind that with enthusiasm and gusto. My call to action for leaders today is to simplify the plan and simplify the path as much as you possibly can. There are going to be complicated things, and I can think of times in my journey where one of my people was trying to accomplish something and I'm trying to give them information, and I'll bet you coming out of my mouth, it sounded like that loop-de-loop of a road. Because it wasn't straight and it wasn't precise. And I remember one time specifically when I just said, hang on, let me get my thoughts in order because I know this isn't gonna make sense. And I paused for a second and I said, okay, here's what we need to do. As leaders, that can be tough. Again, we're in the middle of things and we're busy, but we really want to serve our teams well. I would presume that we desire to give them a clear, executable plan of action. But often, I think if we're honest with ourselves, it's not nearly as good as we think it is. So our call to action today, as leaders that are out there trying to change the world, let's make sure our plans and our explanations are clear, straightforward, and hopefully as simple as they possibly can be, so that our team is able to execute with excellence and we're able to move forward together. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Servant-Minded Leadership Channel. My name is John. It's a privilege to be with you on this journey as we empower leaders to change the world.